It's August. That means it's time for our very special weekly podcast. During the next hour, you'll meet special guests. You'll be introduced to products, services, tips, and upcoming events as we spread awareness, acceptance, coping skills, testimonies, and even some shaving tips. You'll find out all about the upcoming Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar weekend retreat, and you'll learn about our sponsors and scheduled vendors. And we're talking about Hair Loss Awareness Month, sponsored in part by the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and Angie B Productions. Let's get it started. It is so time to get it started. I'm so excited, everybody. It's me, the Queen Bee Evangelist, Angie B, and it is August, so that means we get to celebrate Hair Loss Awareness Month. Yeah, you heard it. I said we're celebrating Hair Loss Awareness Month. It's an exciting time to be alive because this is the day God made for us. We're rejoicing and we're glad about it. We are excited and we're glad. Today's special guests include Pastor Veronica, and I see Lauren Grady in the back waiting to come in and share some things. And I just want to let you know what happens today, throughout the day. Now, we're not going to be before you all day because we got other things that we have to do. But within the next hour or so, we're going to share some testimonies and some tips. We've got information from the Alopecia World newsletter that we're going to share. We've got products and services, and we're going to be announcing some of the updates and some of the agenda that's planned for the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and the weekend retreat. So I'm excited. If you're listening to us or you're watching us and it is not August 3rd, you are participating in the replay. So please put hashtag replay in the comment section and let us know where you're watching or listening from. If you're in the United States, if you're overseas, if you're in a particular state, we would like to know about that. We're coming to you live every Saturday in the month of August, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're just so ready to get it started. So ready to get it started. So let me first and foremost talk to you about what alopecia is. And I know this is Hair Loss Awareness Month, but I have learned that any form of hair loss, anytime you lose your hair and it doesn't come back the way you originally had it, that is considered a form of alopecia. And according to the National Alopecia Areata Foundation website at NAAF, they say alopecia is a common autoimmune disease. It can cause sudden hair loss on the scalp, the face, and sometimes other areas of the body. There are different levels and, of course, different kinds of alopecia severity. And there is alopecia areata, alopecia totalis, which is total hair loss of the scalp, and alopecia universalis, which means you have total hair loss across your whole body. And so I will share more of my testimony later on in the show. But right now, I just want to bring in Pastor Veronica and Lauren and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you both. Pastor Veronica, what's happening, girl?
Hey, baby, how are you?
Really good. Really good.
Miss Lauren. Hello, Queens. How are you?
Good.
And we got some blessings already from Evangelist Angela D. Deloche Simuel. I apologize if I butchered your name. Joseph F. Stanford, thank you. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate you. So, I know we were talking briefly about the different types of alopecia, and we want to get more into that because the reason we're doing this broadcast is that if there's anyone that's watching or listening, if there's anyone that's having any issues with hair loss, we want you to know that you're not alone. We want to help spread awareness, and we want to make you feel accepted into a family or a circle, right? So, Pastor, why don't you get started by telling us what type of alopecia you have and maybe one coping tip? How have you been able to cope with it?
Oh, wow. Alopecia areata. It started when I was about 9, but between 8 and 9. I contracted ringworms in my blood system real bad, and I had to go to Chapel Hill to their specialist to for them to do the blood work and give me the medicine to get the ringworms out. And then slowly my hair still kept coming out. And as I got older, I think it was more stress because my grandmother and all her sisters had long hair, and my grandmother was the only one who hair, it was bald in the middle, but it grew. And as I got older and I started watching my mom and now my sister, it's the balding in the middle. So I assumed that it was, genetic because I never really knew my father, but meeting my sisters and brothers, they don't have any, hair conditions. So it took me a minute to accept it, but my coping was to embrace all of me.
Yeah.
One time I was embarrassed. I was picked on in school. I was bullied, called bald-headed, bald eagle, Mr. Clean, all types of stuff. And it wasn't until I think around 2010, 2011, I was doing a sleep study. When you do a sleep study, they got to stick all that stuff over your head. And the person that I was dealing with, he had posted a picture. No one had ever really seen me bald before.
A picture of you?
Yes. And he wasn't doing
without your permission?
Yeah. He wasn't doing it to be facetious. He was basically saying, everybody pray for her. This is what's going on. And I was like, did you really post that? And I was like, oh, okay. But even before that, in the military, they wouldn't let you wear a hairpiece. And that was the first time that I was told, you have to take it off. And when I took it off, the drill sergeant was like, well, I didn't understand your condition. You can wear it if you want to. And I was like, no, I'd rather keep it off.
Too late now.
This was 1994. I was at MEPS. And I just learned, and it started growing to the point when I got to Arizona, I was getting French rolls. You know how you do the finger waves in the front and you get the French roll? Baby, I was on it. And then I went to Germany and messed around and hooked up with this chick, and she put a permit in a little bit of hair I had. And it took it out. And then I just started stressing, and the around my temples wouldn't grow, but the rest would. Then the temples would grow, and then the top wouldn't. And about 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to do hair injections just to see. From the time I was 9 until 49, I just wanted to see if my hair would ever grow. Painful, but I did it. Almost 2 years, and the same thing. Hair grew, but just this middle part, and I just went back to shaving it off. Yeah, and I'm a wig queen. I'm a wig queen. I have about 300 wigs, different colors, different styles, and I'll throw one on. But then I wake up one morning and be like, I feel like shaving my hair today. And so I have embraced me. And I find something special with all of us because everybody can't do this.
Right.
We rock these bald heads. So
Right.
God saw our head shape and he blessed us.
Yeah.
Well, baby, I done seen some heads.
Ooh.
But that's enough.
Lauren,
We'll talk about it later.
Lauren, come off of mute because I want to hear your comments. I tell you, Pastor Veronica, she absolutely right. Everybody can't do what we do.
No.
I know. And it's funny because I remember when the first time I shaved my head, I was like, I don't like the way it looks. But at the time, so let me backtrack. Alopecia areata, I started seeing the baldness there. And I'm one of 15 kids, by the way. So I was the one that always had the long, thick hair, always. And so as I noticed the balding, this was in 2006, they started giving me injections. It's like, well, it may or may not work. But in 2006, they weren't really familiar with the condition or really acknowledged it as an autoimmune disease. It was like, oh, well, just take this. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And like you, Pastor V, my hair started growing in. Then I even had locks. And it wasn't until 2010, I still had the long hair, but it was continuously thinning there. I decided I'm going into this new phase in my life. I'm just going to shave my hair off in 2010. And that's when I said, I don't like the way my head looked. Yet during that time frame, actually my little brother had passed away from cancer. He was 11. We didn't know he had cancer. That's another story. But it was just like being in tune with what's important in life and what was important from my life. So at that time, I was living further up north, like 30 minutes from the border of Canada. So I was like, you know what? Wigs make me itch. I think I'm just going to do scars. So that's what I kept doing, just the scars thing. On occasion, I would let the hair grow, but then it's like, no, I'll just keep shaving it. And it wasn't until the pandemic, again, life event happened, where it's like, I'm tired of this. So I went into work one day and it was just like, I was like, enjoy, you know. And like you, it wasn't the only people that were able to see my baldness was my family. And it was until 2019 where I went out in the community and I was just like, oh, this is all of me, because I was hiding. Because, you know what I'm saying? As women of color, we're taught that this is our crown. So if you don't have that, then where's your worth? And my profession is as a counselor, so I know about self-affirmation, all this good stuff, but yet there was this trauma still rooted. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I need this cleaned up, God, because I don't want to exist in life. I want to live in my skin. I want to be that light. I want to be able to edify others, but it starts with uplifting me. You feel what I'm saying? So ever since then, I was like, yep. Here it is, y'all. And I've been at peace. And acceptance takes time. And that's the thing, is that healing doesn't need to be rushed. There's no time frame from it. It's long term. And it's okay, because sometimes there's some other stuff that ends up surfacing. It's like, you know what? Let me be still in it. Let me be still. Let me feel what I'm feeling. Where is it rooted, so that God can uproot it from me? Because like I said, I am willing to be a light, but I can't do that until I yield and say, I need some things cleaned up.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So yeah, that's my thing, is to be still and be comfortable in being uncomfortable. Healing is a process and it's a journey.
Be still and know that He is God. We are a trio of alopecia areatas. And I think the common theme between the three of us is we tried to cover up, and covering up is like we had something to be ashamed of, covering up. And we recognized that our hair would grow. We did things to help our hair to grow, but it still fell out or came out. And we have to recognize that is what alopecia is. Your body will attack your hair. So I fought back then, the dermatologists and the doctors and the folks that were like, let's just inject you. Let's put this cream on. I don't need all that. My hair grows. I need you to figure out how to help my body so it'll stop attacking my hair.
Right.
Just like for a woman, once a month, something until we hit menopause, something is going to clean out the inside of our bodies and shed it. Okay. So our body does what it's going to do, does what God intends for it to do for such a time as this. And that is why we're trying to spread awareness here in Hair Loss Awareness Month. We want you to feel accepted. Again, we want you to feel like you do have a family. You do have what some people call a tribe. You've got a sisterhood. There are baldies out here that some of us will rock a beautiful hat. Some of us will do a sexy scarf. And some of us feel like we don't have to shave this morning. I got some peach fuzz up there. You know?
On the side.
On the side. Okay. We might shave, we might not. So before we get into our next segment, let me say, Lachelle Dean, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Please share this broadcast with somebody you know that may be dealing with something. It could be the loss of our girlish figures.
Yeah.
It could be, I had somebody to say she wanted to feel accepted when she lost a breast to cancer. It could be anything that you've lost that you felt made you who or what you are.
That's right.
And don't feel that way. God didn't make no mistakes. What the kids say, God didn't make no junk. We are in this world, but we are not of it. So because we're in the world, things are going to happen to us. Autoimmune diseases, 11-year-olds that succumb to cancer.
Yes.
I cannot imagine that time in your life, Lauren, because a lot of people say their alopecia kicked off because of a stressful time or childbirth or something. Lauren, can you tell us some more about that time in your life where you lost your brother and possibly more hair?
Oh, absolutely. So prior to his passing, I actually graduated with my master's. I got married like 2 months later, and then I uprooted, did an Abrahamic move to upstate New York. And then about a month later is when my brother passed away. So all of these life transitions were happening, and I didn't process it. I can own that. I didn't process it because I was running on empty. I was existing. I wasn't living. I really wasn't living. I was doing what was told to do as a Black woman, shoulder everything and keep it moving. And then working in a profession where other people are sick, that's what I was doing. I was shouldering their burdens as well. And so when I shaved my head, I thought at one point, okay, maybe I'll start growing back. Because like you said, when you start getting a peach fuzz. But then I noticed, no, it's expanding further and further. And no matter what I did, it didn't stop. And I felt, like you said, it was beyond shame. I felt less than. And I didn't know what to do at that time. I didn't know it. And that's why for me, I'm rooted. Spiritually, when people ask me, well, how are you doing today? I don't say just okay. I break it down for them so they can understand. Well, spiritually, I'm rooted. And I'm at peace. Mentally, I'm calm. Emotionally, I feel various things right now. And I'm at peace with that. Okay. Physically, I'm a mixture of tired and just excited for what God is doing in this realm right here. And as we, like you said, educate others that this is a condition we have. We are not our condition. We are not our circumstances.
That's right.
It's part of my foundation. So and I'm gonna be honest with you, again, I'm very transparent. It wasn't until the last 5 years I gave myself permission to truly heal. I was like, you know what, God, I let you heal me just a little bit here and there, but I wasn't yielding completely. I really wasn't. And that hurt me because I thought I was doing the best with God. I was like, no, I was playing myself. And you saw me too. And so I thank you for your patience because I'm gonna need that for myself. And so it took all that time to get to this place. It took 9 years, to say, you know what, it's time. It's time to truly heal, not what people see as healing.
Come on.
Because when they see our face, they don't see what we're journeying through. They don't. They just see what, and I'm gonna make it personal. They see what I can provide for them. Oh, Lauren, can you pray for me? Oh, Lauren, can we talk real quick? Can I stop being a counselor for a moment? I was like, you know what, pause. No, I can't because that's part of my gifts. That is my spiritual gift, is to counsel. I get that. And it's like, all right, it's not them triggering me. It's because I'm not meeting my own individual need. So again, during this last 5+ years, that healing was like, how are you meeting your need? How are you, and with God, it's like, how are you allowing me to? Because I'm here. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. So how are you allowing me? Because I need you to rest. And what happened came last year, actually 2022, again, another Abrahamic walk where I was like, all right, God, I'm going to move to Georgia. I'm going to start anew with my daughter. Where you need me to be? And at that time, I was actually my mom's healthcare proxy because she was in the hospital with cancer. Yes, it's genetic in my family. And so when I prayed and I listened, God was like, I need you in Augusta. My first is Augusta. Augusta. Can I live outside Atlanta, make Atlanta money and just live out and be comfortable? So I wasn't hearing at that time because, again, I was working. I was in the hospital. Again, I'm gonna be Jonah real briefly and say nope. I'm gonna be obedient. And so, come early 2023, still in the hospital with my mom. She's on a cancer unit, and I was going through the housing process, which actually took me less than 2 months, y'all. I've heard people say it take longer, but God knew what God was doing. And yet, for me, I was being impatient because, again, there was some needs that I wasn't allowing God to meet. And so I was going to take my mom down for hospice. Like, I was going to be that person because no one else was stepping up. And that was okay for me because my thing is, the only 3 times in our lives we were close was when I was born, when my daughter was born, and in her passing. And that's heavy. And I was like, I didn't want her to be alone like my little brother when he passed those years ago. And so I was like, God, I'm getting frustrated with this process, this housing process. And I had to switch mortgage companies. And just at that moment, that week before she passed, she had a roommate. And I was chit-chatting with her. I was like, where are you from, man? And she told me her name. She's like, I'm from Augusta, Georgia.
Come on.
Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God.
What are the odds, y'all, of someone from
strategic
Augusta, Georgia, being in Bronx, New York City? That's nobody but God. I said, say less, Lord. Say less.
That's it.
Well, say less. I'm gonna, and that's what it was. Leave that behind. And the weekend I planned, because God's plan is different from mine. The week I planned to close is when my mom passed, so I was needed there. So things didn't happen the way I wanted to because I would have missed that opportunity to be present for her. But yet, God allowed me to transition, and then that summer, I actually had got the finality of my divorce. Again, constant changes, shifts.
Yes.
And I was able to be again, I was being still. That's been the season. That's been the theme for the last couple of years. And God was like, this move wasn't about you take care of your mother. It wasn't about your daughter. It was about you. I need you to be still and enjoy what I'm about to do for you, through you, and with you.
With you, girl.
So well,
Sister Jerry says, thank you, Lauren. She needed to hear your story. So you have blessed somebody. And Sister Jerry is going to be joining us in St. Mary's, Georgia, at the Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar.
I'm so ready. Y'all, I was ordering my stuff last night, my white and my royal blue. Y'all, I'm excited. I got my 3 white dresses with my 3 royal blue. I'm feeling red. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Angie. I'm just excited.
No, you good.
To just be with women.
I was trying to order mine too.
So much. He connects you with beautiful women. I'm a hush. Yeah, because I'm gonna get emotional.
I feel like when my mom used to let my girlfriends come over when we were kids, and every year, y'all too young to know about this, but there's a makeup company called Estee Lauder. And every Christmas they come out with a new palette of eyeshadows and lip dips and stuff. So mom would let us play with last year's palette. We didn't know nothing about infectious diseases and stuff like that. We just, got some Q-tips and we just did, and we just made each other up, and we looked ridiculous, but we had so much fun. And that is what the Beauty Bazaar weekend has always been about. Sometimes we'll have a class and I'll be like, how you get your eyebrows like that? And then somebody will teach us. Or I never forget the year that Tiffany Tyson Green taught me how to, I'm going to get emotional. She taught me how to put on my eyelashes. She was like, just grab it like this and put it like, and I was like, oh my God. And that was just ideal. And the way we're able to gather together and help each other feel good, and then go prance around in front of an audience. We ain't twisting and turning like regular fashion show. We just look at what I got on. Look who made it for me. It's so much fun. I'm so glad you guys are coming. I'm so glad. Miss Jerry says she excited too. I'm so glad, because when do we get to do this other than like high school prom, college graduation, maybe if we're, at a church event or something, but it's still not about me. It's about whatever reason we're getting dressed up. Beauty Bazaar weekend is all about you. Let's get a good headshot of you, because when you write a book or go on that speaking tour, somebody needs a great headshot of you. They need of just you. And so y'all pray. We got a great photographer coming. I'm just waiting on one more sponsor to help me finish paying for but we should have some wonderful pictures by the end of the weekend. So all right, we're gonna take just a quick break because we've been on for 30 minutes. I don't want nobody to lose their voice. I'm gonna put you guys backstage for just a little bit. We got a couple of quick commercials to show you, and we'll be right back.
I am in my happy place, and I've got Georgia on my mind. Save the date. It's time to shine at the 8th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and Weekend Retreat. Join us September 19th through the 22nd, 2024 in historic St. Mary's, Georgia. A fundraiser for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, spreading awareness and acceptance. Follow us on Facebook, Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar. Our host hotel this year is the Shore Stay Plus by Best Western, St. Mary's, Cumberland. Weekend retreat activities include the Friday Fun Photo Shoot, picnic lunch back at the hotel, and the Royal Blue Beauty Bazaar Fashion Show takes place on Saturday. For more information, call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. I'm in my happy place. Come join me. First, we invited you to save the date for the 8th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and Weekend Retreat coming to St. Mary's, Georgia. Yep, the phones are ringing. Conducting media interviews, the owner and publisher of Triumphant Magazine, introducing Reverend Don Martin, volunteering to teach our models all the way from Dayton, Ohio. The men that will be escorting our models during the 8th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar Fashion Showcase. Affordable airport transportation is being provided by Towns Enterprise Services, LLC, and our premier sponsor is returning to teach us about AMBA. Special guest performance by T-Horn the Uncool, and special guest performance by Aziza Jones. Get your tickets today for only $10. Send a cash app to 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for the cash app. Or come on out and join us. 407-914-6519. I see you looking.
Are you ready to improve your health? The immune system is the body's first line of defense against germs and diseases that make us sick. Studies have shown the ingredients in this cutting-edge supplement help strengthen the immune system's ability to fight illnesses, diseases, and abnormal cell growth. Our 100 milligram helps to maintain good overall health, and the 500 milligram is for those with the more serious health challenges. Superimmune support may also help the immune system fight symptoms of high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, and respiratory issues. This product can boost energy levels, aid with better sleep, and much more. Check out the testimonies and experience the awesome power of Superimmune support today. www.dfcmarket.com.
The 8th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat includes a special double feature movie experience by Sister Batten Productions. For your viewing pleasure, she will provide 2 award-winning short films from her collection. First up is If Not for the Lord, Where Would I Be? Delicious episode. Followed by Walking in the Spirit. Ticket price of $10 includes a special treat. There will be a Q&A after each presentation. Send your cash app to $Evangelist Angie B. Call 407-914-6519.
Be brave enough to make some positive changes that will improve the quality of your life for the better.
407-914-6519.
Be brave enough to make some changes in your life. Oh, Sister Batten Productions. Did I tell y'all we're going to have a movie, a film festival during the weekend retreat? No, okay. I'm bringing our guests back in. I'm bringing y'all back in. Okay. So let me go over the agenda for the weekend retreat, because some people are like, okay, what are we doing Friday? Girl, Friday is the all white day. That's why Pastor Veronica got 3 white dresses. And do you know how difficult it can be to find a formal, dressy, white outfit that don't make you look like a bride? I mean, so we've been investigating. We've been getting this. Plus, we in Georgia, so I wanted to look kind of like a Southern belle.
Yes,
So,
Lord.
Yes, baby.
I went back to my old Debbie Top Pageant days. I'm like, okay, I need a hoop skirt to go up under this. You know. Okay, so Friday, we're going to get up and have breakfast together, and then we're going to get dressed and board the bus. Praise God, we got a bus sponsor. We're going to board the bus to go to 2 locations in St. Mary's, Georgia. One is called the Tabby Sugar Mill Ruins. 1800s, there was a sugar mill factory that only has the shell remaining, only has the framework. And when I say the shell, it was literally made, if you look at it, it's made up of little bitty seashells that have withstood the time. Mm-hmm. And so there's the sides of the building, the frame, you could see there were different aspects of it, and you could see the square windows. And the very first time I saw it, I thought, look at us with our little bald heads and these square windows taking pictures. It's just going to be so much fun, like an amusement thing for grown people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go there and take selfies. It's going to be outside. It's a wooded area. So we're going to have on our sneakers, you know, running through the grass and just having a time in the sun and with God. And it's going to be fabulous. I'm not even worried about it raining because it's going to be early enough in Georgia where it ain't going to rain. Mm-hmm. It don't rain to the afternoon, the heat of the day. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, Lauren is agreeing with me. So then once we finish there, we're going literally down the street to the Navy base. There's a submarine base there. Okay. And they have an actual size submarine right outside the gate. And it looks like it's coming out of the grass. If you've ever seen a submarine crest the waves, it is a magnificent thing. Lauren act like she know what I'm talking about.
I've been on a submarine actually. When I used to be in the military, I was like, oh Lord.
It's so cramped. I see why they want them to be like size 2 people, you know, because it's just so tight in there. So I just see God putting all of our white flowy gowns outside in front of that submarine. I ain't going to say we can't climb on top of it, but I'm pretty sure some of us may climb on top, Pastor Veronica. I just see that. But we're going to have a photo shoot in front of the submarine, and then we're just going to come back. We've got lunch back at the hotel by the pool, and some of us will get in the pool, you know, some of us will just be hanging out. There's nearly 20 of us, nearly 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I think at last count we had 17, and 2 or 3 more are considering it. So we're celebrating Alopecia Awareness Month, definitely as a group. And so while we're at the pool Friday night, we're going to have some mini support groups. We may break up into 2 or 3 and kind of talk to each other about, you know, what are you shaving with? And what do you do after menopause when you got more hair down here than you got up here? Mm-hmm. And what can we do with another 9-year-old? Pastor Veronica, can you talk about, you know, we're going to just kind of be together. Yeah. And some of us are going to be networking. We've got vendors and sponsors and people in the community that maybe can't see us on Saturday, especially the vendors. You ever been to a vendor event? You can't go talk to the person next to you because you got your own table to look at. So we'll be networking with them. The designers may be there to say, okay, let's see if this really, you know, let's hold it up to you. Friday night is really important. Then we try to get some sleep so we can get up Saturday morning. The Beauty Bazaar begins at 10 a.m. It runs until 4. And the fashion showcase takes place during that time. So I don't want people to think, okay, it's a regular fashion show. We come out, we go back, we change clothes, go back out. No, we're going to take our time and have fun. We come out at 11. That's good. We're going to take some pictures with Bracy Photography. We're going to hang out by the vendor table so they can take pictures with us. The vendors love it when we come by their table and we can take a picture with them. We are the stars of the show on Saturday. So there may be a scene at 11. We may go get some lunch, come back with another outfit change at 1 o'clock, go hang out with the vendors, come back at 3 o'clock. We are in no rush because we're not professional models. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just all look good with our look good. Look good. And then to end up Saturday at 4 o'clock, we're going to try to take a little break, maybe do a costume change if we want to. And then at 7 p.m., we have that film festival with Tina Batten Productions. So I am thrilled about the agenda. I'm thrilled that Sunday there is a gazebo outside the hotel. So we're going to gather together before we check out the hotel and pray and be together and ask for traveling mercy. It's just going to be beautiful. It's just going to be beautiful. Okay, so Chandra Patrick had a comment. She said, ladies, y'all are so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And yes, our figures. She's still searching for hers. I'm still
She's crazy. She is crazy. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to accept what we got.
That's
Not to say don't take care of it, don't eat right, don't exercise, not to say any of that, but we got to have some acceptance and some
That's
love.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a question, and we're gonna do a question and answer series. Jerry says that's what I'm looking for. She's looking forward to asking questions and becoming more aware of taking care of her head. That makes sense. Pastor Veronica, you want to maybe address what you have done over time, especially as a child? What did your parents do?
Oh God, I was raised with my grandmother, and y'all know back then if you had Dax,
yeah,
Bergamot,
yeah, Royal Crowd, yeah,
Glover's Main, and all of that. Yeah, bless her heart. She tried everything, but now as an adult, far as bald, I get the Aveeno shaving cream for sensitive skin, and I do it once a week. I maybe once a week, and then after that I got the Aveeno skin brightening scrub. And after I shave my head, I take the exfoliating and I exfoliate my scalp, and I wash that off real good. And sometimes I'll go over it with witch hazel or alcohol, and then I end it with emu oil.
All right, there you go, Jerry. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Lauren, tell us what you be up to. Top of your head.
I gotta try that emu oil. So, like Pastor Veronica was saying, I have to exfoliate at least once a week. Just get the dead skin cells. And this Georgia heat too, yeah. And I actually I'm old school. I use Noxzema, y'all, as a moisturizer. I use Noxzema just like I use it on my face. I use it for my head as well as my scalp daily. And I use shea butter to moisturize the skin. Yes, I use and give it time to breathe, because sometimes we like to rush out the door, get to our business. Take a moment, let your scalp relax, breathe before you go out into that dust, into the sun, end up baking. Oh, let it sit and saturate and marinate. So yeah, I use shea butter. If you don't have shea butter, use cocoa butter. If you don't have that, use like one of those non-scenting lotions, please. Don't be putting that stuff on it. For whatever reason, with the shave, well, as far as shaving, I do several steps. So I have one of those little shaver things that go over to the head just to get the short stubble. But if I let it grow too long, I have to go with the clips and then go over the shaver. And then I use like a 3 to 5 blade razor to go over the scalp as well. I'm still trying to fill out what shaving creams work for me, because often they don't. So I have to, like I said, I moisturize the head with the Noxzema, give it a moment, and my scalp is already soft. So then I shave after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a process.
It is.
But it's a good investment. It's an investment in yourself.
Now, when I was growing up, my dad used Magic Shave, and it was the powder that you had to mix with water, and it stunk up the whole house. And we'd be like, "Oh, Daddy's shaving." So when I first went to my dad and said, Dad, I got this thing called alopecia, and this is what's going on, he said, okay, let's try some Magic Shave. And I remember thinking, oh no. And he said, no, they got it in a tube now. It's already mixed up and it don't smell that bad. And sure enough, it's like a giant tube of toothpaste, white cream. Now, if you leave it on too long, it's like them old-fashioned perms. It's going to burn, and you don't want to scratch the day before because it's going to burn. But I can use it twice a week. You smooth it on there and leave it. Well, you want to do a little patch first to be sure you're not allergic to it. Like they tell you with a perm. But it dissolves the hair and gets down in that root part. And so I'm able to put that on there without having to exfoliate afterwards, like you doing, Pastor Veronica, and leave it on. And then I'll get in the shower and let the water and a washcloth hit it and just rub it. And I'm just smooth as I want to be. Now I've been using Mary Kay for 100 years. So I do my face like I do my head like I do my face. So if I'm going out, I got the sunscreen on, the sunscreen moisturizer. And if I shave before bed, I got the nighttime stuff on there. Because I did not want my hair, my former hairline to look different from my face.
Right.
And so, ladies, whatever process you use, be consistent with it. Don't let that hair get too long, because then it'll get ingrown. You'll end up with infection, and so it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. We got another comment from Brother Joseph. I don't think Pastor Veronica know who that is, but Brother Joseph said, it sounds like y'all gonna have a great time. He ain't being jealous or nothing.
And is.
And then he said, then he had nerve to say, I'm excited for y'all. Well, you could come too. We don't mind hairy people.
No.
Right.
You got hair. We ain't discriminating.
This is my weekend.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Let me
no. I'm enjoying my women. No. We good. You'll be all right.
And then Sister Alma said, I love this. And we love you too, Sister Alma. Yes. Thank you for your comments, because it is a whole, I'm not trying to compare us to other types of situations, but there are other types of situations where people have to be ashamed and have to be in the closet and have to put on or cover up or act differently because of the society that they're in.
That's right.
2 years ago at the Beauty Bazaar, I was in the pool. I was so glad to be in the pool. Like I was wondering if my false eyelashes was gonna come off in the pool. I just learned how to wear them, so I thought I could do everything: sleep, eat, drink. And there was this older gentleman, little white dude, and he was just circling me like a shark, getting closer and closer. And I was just floating. I was just being me. And finally I sat up and he was like right there, and he was like, back in the day, ladies wore wigs. And I said, I'm so glad we ain't back in the day. And I kept on. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but I heard stories of women who had to get up an hour early to do their hair and their makeup before their husbands woke up, and there were just things that they had to do. And so I want to switch over to this next segment that came to us from Alopecia World. Cheryl is one of the co-founders of Alopecia World. You can go on alopeciaworld.com and sign up to get their newsletter. And it looks like a year ago, she came up with 9 suggestions that are considered comebacks for handling offensive bald comments. And so I'm going to give y'all a couple of them and see if our guests have any. One of the comebacks said, your words do not change how I feel about myself.
Exactly.
Thought that was a good one. And then she also said, baldness is just one part of me. Do you want to learn other parts, or do you want to appreciate our differences? So I don't know. I don't want you to go into who said what or how they said it, Lauren, but what have you had a chance to respond to with people when they say what they say?
Oftentimes they too cowardly to even say anything. It's one of those, the looks, or that, oh, you look nice today, like, thank you. Or I just smile and wave, and I keep it cute and cuddly like the penguins in Madagascar.
Yeah.
Smile and wave. I see you. And I honestly, I don't say anything. I just smile and keep it moving. I'm gonna let this light shine to this, to handle all that, because sometimes we don't need to say anything. We just need, like I told you earlier, be still.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah. But they'll have the right one if they did say something to me, because again, I analyze people for a living. So if you want me to be nice, nasty, like some Southern people. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But I'm gonna be obedient and shut my face because I ain't trying. I'm not trying to get that correction. I'm just gonna deal. I'm just gonna deal with that. Like, you know what? We're just ignorant, and for me, it's really about acceptance that people just don't understand.
No.
So, do I want to play into that ignorance? No, I don't. Time is too precious. I've been through too much to want to waste time and energy and even responding to a person. But what I will encourage someone to do, reach out to your village member, talk about it. Don't even pour that energy into that negativity. Reach out to your village member so you can process it, you know, because no one deserves to be mistreated or shaded.
You're right. You're right. And even Sister Jerry, she sounds like me. We both get so many kids smiling and waving at us. And we just, you know, I blow them kisses. And so many of the little kids like, you from Wakanda forever? I'm like, I'm from Jesus forever. But thank you. I just love them kids. Let's just fascinate them, you know? So I got you.
Have you noticed the movie highlighted the beauty of bald women?
Ooh, girl.
Yes.
Girl. Statuesque.
Mm-hmm.
It made me want to hold my head up, roll my shoulders back, like Tyra Banks used to teach us. It made me want to. And then it felt like, okay, once I'm bald, I couldn't go back to wigs and hats because everybody was expecting to see me bald. Like my friend Tiffany said, in January, it's cold. I'm putting on a...
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And skin cancer is real. So I'm putting on the biggest sun hat I can find. Sunscreen does wear off, and I'm going to cover it up. So it truly makes a difference. It makes a difference. So again, this is Hair Loss Awareness Month. And there are so many people that are still in denial that they're even losing hair. Some of our sisters and brothers that, you know, they losing the edge, but they still got something back here. Stevie Wonder. They still got something. So they hang on to it. Okay. And then I've talked to women that are like, well, I'm seeing this guy, and when do I tell him? When do I take off the wig? There's still a lot of that going on. Go ahead, Pastor Veronica. Go ahead.
I experienced that with my first husband. We worked together. He was my manager at McDonald's, and we was messing around, and things started getting serious. And so I was embarrassed because, you know, if any of us wore wigs, and you know, when you doing, you know, when you coming together.
Yeah. The wig don't stay in place. Yeah.
But I always made sure, look, don't touch my hair. I don't like nobody touching my hair. You know, you can put your hands around my throat, whatever. But anyway, so don't touch up here. Don't
touch your hair.
Yeah.
One day, we were being intimate, and I gave him a letter, and I told him, you know, that I wore wigs, and he took the letter, looked at it, tore it up, and said, "Okay, so you wrote all of that to tell me something that you could have just told me like that was gonna change." And I was like, "Wow, that was yeah." And I think it just became easy for other people that I, you know, mess with, because if you saw me one day looking like Shaka Khan and the next day, you know, I was riding here looking like Toni Braxton, you know, it should click in. Okay, that's not her hair. And I never really got treated differently as I got older, but in school it was different. Guys didn't want to date me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Lauren, you got anything? Lauren said, bump that. I'm not gonna lie. Take me for who I am.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because with my ex-husband, we known each other since we were 18 and 19. Dated on and off. Decided third time was a charm in 2009, and then he saw the transition of who I was with and without here. So I never really had that experience. Yet when I started dating again, I was just like, well, you already see my bald head, so take it or leave it. And I know you're going to receive me for who I am, because the person I'm talking to, I've known them for 20 years. So again, it's people that's seen the transition of who I am, not so much just the physicality of it all, but what my journey. They walked alongside me in my journey. So it's so important, no matter who you connect with, whether it's romantic or whether it's platonic, whoever you connect with on in your life, it's important that they don't snuff out your light.
Oh yes, yes,
That's good.
yes, yes.
It's so important.
Yes.
Because again, this is part of who I am. This is me.
Mhm.
So if it's that coaxing of, well, I'll accept 75% of you, then they don't accept the whole you.
That's right.
And we've come too far, women of God, to just to operate at 75%.
That's right.
We've come too far.
You're right. You're right. You're right. And I hear you, Pastor Veronica. Men, I have heard that men know that we're wearing a wig. They just want to know what we look like underneath. We all worried about, ooh, it's gonna look crooked. It's gonna, they be trying to. I had a young man who was trying desperately, and I was still in a wig, and I couldn't figure out. Okay, and I said, well, no, I wear a wig, and I don't care about the wig. I just want to get with you. Okay.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I hope and pray that there was something in our comments today that can help encourage somebody. I'm loving Mama Jerry. Shari said, I'm so grateful and thankful to God for meeting this group. I'm blessed and holding my head up. Love you, lady.
Good.
Sister Jerry, we love you. I can't wait to hold and squeeze you. I just can't. I'll have a mask on just to make you feel comfortable, but I can't wait to see you. And Misty Cherry Beards said, love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because we're not trying to out anybody, but I'm gonna tell you this one story, and then we'll get ready to wrap up. It was maybe this is going to be our 8th, so this was maybe our 4th beauty bazaar. It was probably our 4th weekend retreat. That's what it was. Somewhere around there. I'm trying to remember. But there was a young lady who contacted me, and she said, I hear you doing something for people with alopecia. And I said, we're doing something for people, whether you got hair or not. Now you have to understand, most of us don't have hair, but we do. And so she started laughing, and she said, well, I've never come out of my wig before. Is that a problem? I said, come with your wig if you want to. We got a young lady who flies here every year from Arizona, flies with her wig, and as soon as she get to us, she take that thing off. It's a hair hat. It's a hat that just happens to have hair. So we are at the beach during the weekend retreat, and we're roasting s'mores, and we're doing our support group. And I see, kind of like the disciples probably saw Jesus coming across the water, like, what is that? I see what looks like a figure holding hands with 2 other figures, 3 people walking. And it looks like one of them is like holding on to the other one. I'm thinking somebody's hurt, right? And they get closer and closer, and it's a woman. And later on, we find out she had brought her adult son and daughter for moral support, and they were holding her. And she kept saying, no, that's okay. Nobody gonna look like me. And they're like, come on, Mom, you gotta go. You gotta go. Girl, she got closer to us and saw us, and she snatched her wig off, gave it to her daughter, said, go on, y'all. Y'all go on, come get me later.
Oh, my
and it was her first time being out. She said she felt so comfortable, so wonderful. She ate up all the s'mores, had such a great time. It made my heart smile. It made my heart smile. And then, I know I said I was going to share one story. I'm sorry. I got 2. Then, and I want the models to understand this. we had a woman who came with 3 or 4 of her friends to see the fashion show, right? She walked in and broke down in the middle of the fashion show. Y'all so beautiful. Oh my God, I never would have thought that. So we had the models just kind of come around her, just like you cover somebody laid in spirit. You know, they just kind of surrounded her, guided her to a chair. We stopped the fashion show, kept playing some music, you know, so that they could just kind of, because she was trembling. She was. It was, and all through the whole event, every time I got up to the microphone, Angie B, thank you, Angie B. No, thank Jesus, because I ain't. So we just need to get ready to be a blessing to some people.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. What, far as the theme, I know you said Southern Belle. So you just want us in white, period. Is it a certain look you want us to have, or?
As long as it's white, it could be a pantsuit.
Okay.
You know, Kamala Harris know how to make a pantsuit work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she just know how to do it. And I never paid attention to Lord have mercy, her name has slipped my mind. It ran for president.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton made a nice pantsuit look good. I hadn't noticed it. So yeah, you could do a wonderful pantsuit.
Okay.
You could be I don't want us to look like a bridal party.
Right.
But I do want us to have some scarves or some sleeves, something that flows in the wind, because I think that would look beautiful with the pictures, you know.
Okay.
And I understand everybody's gonna have their royal blue nail polish and lipstick. That's fine, because our color for alopecia month is royal blue. But as much white as we can have, so that we look uniform, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm
Friday.
And I'm
for Saturday.
Okay. That's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. And I truly tell people, don't be wearing no heels or sandals on Friday. Fire ants love the forest, and they love, you know, exposed toes. Okay. So put on some gym shoes and some socks. We gonna be, you know, in the grass and in the woods.
Okay.
So but yeah.
And how many outfits for Saturday would you want us to bring?
I've been telling folks, bring as many as you want to show off. Okay. I've had some models in the past that brought 5 or 6 outfits and couldn't decide and didn't get to wear them all.
Okay.
If you want to come out 5 or 6 times and 5 or 6 outfits, come on. I'll come with you. I got a few outfits I got to change into myself.
Okay.
So it's again, yes, we're gonna come out you know, at least in groups of 3 or 4 at a time. So if you and 3 or 4 other folks, you know, are ready, come on, let's do a scene. I know with our designer, she's gonna want us to wear her t-shirts. And so you may want to come out with some white pants one time and then go back and change it to another shirt and some different color pants. This is not a structured, oh no, it's got to be we're having a good time. We're having a good time. And yes, Mama Jerry reminded me that royal blue is for Saturday. That's our final outfit, is the royal blue. So Saturday, if you want to come out 3 or 4 times, as long as the last time you come out, that's that impressive royal blue picture with all of us in the royal blue with shorts and t-shirts and gowns. And yeah, that's that royal blue Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. Also, somebody wanted to know how many designers we have. Right now we have 1, but we have 3 others that are trying to figure it out. So don't come with the expectation that somebody's going to design you. Bring what you want. And if we do have it, because it's still early for some of them making plans. So if we get them and you see something, you just got something extra to wear. Just something. Now, we do not have a makeup artist yet. Somebody else wanted to know about that. So if you're watching this broadcast, then you can join us on September 21st. Please let us know. Now, keep in mind, this is a fundraiser for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. It's not yet in our ministry budget to pay you your full amount. But if you give us a reasonable quote, all the models may be able to chip in, a little bit here or there. So please contact us. Send an email to bold, beautiful, and bald at gmail.com. Bold, beautiful, and bald at gmail.com. And it would be lovely to have you. Lovely to have you. Okay, I didn't mean to keep you guys all day. Lauren, you got any closing comments? It's so good to see you again.
It's amazing. I just want to say thank you for creating a safe space.
Yes.
I appreciate you and your obedience and using your experience to build up others. I love you for that unconditionally. I do mean that. I love you for that. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, come and be excited. Be excited.
Yeah. I'm just so glad you're in Augusta now. You almost right down the street now.
That's true. I don't believe in coincidence either. So.
No. Georgia was on my mind. What about you, Pastor Veronica? You got any?
I second what she says. You are a gift. You are a blessing. You're needed. And everything that you went through up until this point, it was necessary.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you, Jesus. God had to remove some baggage, quote unquote, remove some people and some things to put me right where I'm supposed to be. So thank you. I want to thank all of our viewers today. Brother Stanford, I apologize for inviting you somewhere where this time you can't join us, but maybe next time.
Next time.
Sister Patrick, thank you so much for your comments.
She'll be there with me. She'll be there.
Oh, good. I get to meet her. That's good. And then Alma, thank you so much. We love you and thank you for watching and supporting. And Davita Capers London says she loves it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we will be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. More exciting news. We are planning something for families next summer.
Yay!
For the kids that have alopecia, for the 9-year-olds, for the kids that may have 3 or 4 in the family and only one of them has alopecia. It's going to be a family weekend. So we'll start announcing that later on, but get ready. Save the last weekend in July next year. Okay. And we want all of our models to come out. Now, this ain't summer camp where you pay and you send your kids off and you go have a good time. This is a family camping event. Okay. So we may just have a mini fashion show. We may. I want to see how the models feel about that. We could be like the big sisters to the little alopecians, So we're making plans for that. We've already got the weekend. We've already got the location, and I'm not going to say nothing else until next week. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you both for. Oh my goodness, Davita that's all in my spirit. It was said today. Oh, thank you, Davita. Thank you. That's one thing I need is help. I'm almost 60, so I don't want the activities to be something like the kids are like, we doing what? But I want us to enjoy the campground, the fishing and the boating and the nature trail and at the end of the day, I want us to have s'mores again, and but I want the kids to feel like this is for them. Just like September is all about us and the fashion show. I want this to be something just for the kids. So Davita, please get in touch with me. Send me an email, boldbeautifulandbald@gmail.com. And thank you for your help. Thank you. because September is hard for kids to get out of school to come join us. So now the last week in July, starting next year, we're going to do something for them. All right, ladies, we're going to get out of here. If it is the Lord's will, we'll be back next Saturday. Thank you so much. And Pastor, I will see you tonight at 7.
What we doing tonight?
Oh, well, I thought we was doing something tonight. Did I miss it?
Oh, this was it. Remember? Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Lord help. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. All right, we're gonna get out of here, everybody.
All right.
All right.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Love y'all.
Invited you to save the day
Bye.
for the 8th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and Weekend Retreat coming to St. Mary's, Georgia. Yep, the phones are ringing. Come shop with our vendors, Unique Creation, Ms. Walker with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and many more. We're excited to introduce you to our featured fashion show designer. Affordable airport transportation is being provided by Towns Enterprise Services, LLC, and our premier sponsor is returning to teach us about AMBA. Special guest performance by T-Horn the Uncool.
You got your eyes on me, I can see you. I see you on Facebook, but I can delete you. I put you on a block list. I keep nothing secret, so now I gotta choose what kind of meal I'm a future boy.
Get your tickets today for only $10. Send a cash app to 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for the cash app. Or come on out and join us. 407-914-6519. I see you looking. The Levi Long Sickle Cell Association announces support group gathering every second Thursday of the month at 11 o'clock a.m. Join us at the Applebee's Grill and Bar meeting space located at 225 Florida 312 in St. Augustine, Florida. Join us to meet, greet, learn resources, and enjoy lunch that you order. Support group gatherings are sponsored in part by It's All About Jesus and Me Teaching Ministry Incorporated and Angie B. Productions. The Levi Long Sickle Cell Association announces regular support group gatherings the second Thursdays of every month at 11 o'clock a.m. For more information or to reserve your space, call 407-914-6519. Walking in my purpose. Writing to become an author. An interactive program with a publishing guarantee. Brought to you by Jacqueline Franklin, owner of Sassy Girls Boutique and president of Boss Ladies Entrepreneur Book Club. Guest soloist is Naylene Bartel. Join us Saturday, October 5th, 2024 at the Boaz Lodge, located at 208 Midway Avenue, Ormond Beach, Florida, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Refreshments are available, featuring presentations by Maureen Joseph, author and speaker, and special guest appearance by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B. For vendor opportunities or to RSVP, please call 386-631-8150. That's 386-631-8150. Walking in my purpose, writing to become an author. Promotional consideration for this event is sponsored in part by Angie B. Productions. Bread of Life Restoration Center Holy Temple of God presents Revival, August 16th, 2024 at 7 o'clock p.m. Making your crumbs your wealthy place. Revival hosts Pastors James and Wanda Nelson. Guest minister is Pastor Mary Hope. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good things of the land. His mother said to the servants, do whatever he tells you. Yes, it is, Lord, she said. Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Join us at 285 West King Street in St. Augustine, Florida, making your crumbs your wealthy place. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 19, John chapter 2 verse 5, Matthew chapter 15 verse 27. Revival